Well, there is nothing better than a Friday night full of basketball in the state of Indiana. Well, other than a night full of conference action on the hardwood, which we were chock full of tonight, starting with a marquee matchup in the NLC. Northwood takes a 6-game win streak on the road to face Plymouth at the Rock, which was rolling tonight. And Plymouth's Cole Filson is going to get things going tonight when he drains this triple. But no surprise here, this game is back and forth the whole way. Here's the Panthers' rebuttal. Trent Edwards with the dish to Matt Dukowski, who gets the and one and ties the game up. And as always, this was a one-point ball game at the half. But the Pilgrims pull away thanks to a strong performance from Clay Hilliard, who we see right here. He tallied 25 points tonight, and Plymouth snaps Northwood's win streak and downs them 57-42 this evening. Now to the NIC, where the #1 ranked Marion Knights take on John Glenn. The Falcons off to a good start as well at 4-2. Both of their losses coming from not even a total of 10 points combined. But John Glenn is going to strike first this evening as Carter Young floats one up for two. But back come the Knights. Here's the steal from Jaden Ivey, who throws it down to make it 7-4 Marion. And why not another from the reigning WSBT Student Athlete of the Week, Jaden Ivey, with the two-handed slam and a total of 30 points tonight. Marion stays unbeaten on this big week of basketball for them. They defeat John Glenn 60-47 this evening. And staying in the NIC with the 6th-ranked team in the state of Indiana, the Riley Wildcats. They're taking on Chad Johnston's South Bend Adams crew, and Jalen Jennings is going to start things off for the Wildcats. He's tucked in the corner for a three. The Cats go up 5-0, and Adams off to a slow start tonight. They're down, but thanks to Lynn King, he pulls down the offensive rebound and then goes back up strong for two. The big boy gets some points on the board finally for Adams, and this one was tied after 3 quarters tonight. Thanks to a monster night from Adams' sophomore class, the Eagles get the road win tonight over Riley, believe it or not, 76-70. And while the Wildcats, they loaded the bus after the game because they are driving overnight to a tournament in Evansville, Indiana, south part of the state. I'll have highlights from that game tomorrow for you on WSBT 22. And still in the NIC with Mark Johnson back at the helm, the Indians host Elkhart Central tonight. Check out this lineup for St. Joe. 4 of the starting 5 are sophomores and listed at over 6 foot 5 inches tall. And they use that length to their advantage tonight, starting with J.R. Kaninsky. He pulls up for the jumper and put up 21 points tonight, despite this beautiful banked-in three-pointer from Ryan Charles. St. Joe tallies a win 51-41 over Central. And a couple other scores from tonight. Warsaw gets the 50-39 win over Wawasee tonight, plus Pioneer falls to LaVille 53-40, and Westview downs Angola 58-36. Now to the battle of the unbeatens in girls NIC play. St. Joe and Central both at 6-0 on their seasons. Tonight, someone's spotless record would unravel, though. 3 minutes to play in this ball game, and the Blazers are up, and Trinity Harris adds to their lead, but it's still just a 5-point game. 2 minutes remain, and Cashlyn Biffle pulls up for the jumper to put the Tribe within 3. But in the final minutes of this game, St. Joe just can't get a stop because Caitlin Costner, she can't be controlled in the paint. She has a game-high 26 points tonight, and St. Joe is handed their first loss of the year, 51-44 to Central. In the other half of another girl-boy doubleheader, the #4 Lady Knights were taking on John Glenn, and Michaela Weaver, she lays this one up for the Knights, and they go up big early in the second quarter. It's 22-7, but Bethany Hayden trying to claw Glenn's way back in. She tallies a 3 right here to make it 11-26 just before halftime. But in the second half, Mackenzie Hugden for the Knights, she says, yeah, I can hit some 3-pointers too. And the Knights, they take down Glenn 54-37 tonight. And some other girls' scores from the area. Adams gets their first conference win of the year, defeating Jimtown 50-40, and Mishawaka falls to Bremen 43-39. And last night, a major milestone was met for Penn head coach Al Rhodes. The Kingsmen down south in Washington to give Rhodes his 600th career win. Rhodes has coached in the Hoosier State for 37 seasons and is an Indiana Basketball Hall of Famer, and now he's just the 14th coach to reach the 600 mark in the history of Indiana high school basketball.
I'm a big fan of Indiana high school basketball and the history of it. So to be the 14th coach with 600 wins is something I'll always be very, very proud of. My high school coach had 607, and I hope to at least catch him before the year is over.
What an incredible mark for him. Yeah, he was emotional after the game. There are a lot of people emotional because 600 wins. Like I said, it's only been done 13 other times until Al Rhodes did it. So congrats to him. And he talked about the state of Indiana basketball. Well, we have the Crossroads Classic tomorrow, in case you guys have not forgotten. It's my favorite tournament. And so Notre Dame will tip off with Purdue at 1:30 tomorrow. That is right here on WSBT 22.
All right, Olivia, thanks. Bob's coming up next.
The countdown to the Cotton Bowl continues, and we are just 15 days before we see Notre Dame take on Clemson in the college football playoffs. And in the midst of their ESPN Media Day today, their quarterback got a pretty incredible surprise. Check this out. Ian Book found himself on this week's cover of Sports Illustrated.
Is that real? Is that real? Dang. Never would have thought. I would have seen that. That's pretty sweet.
Well, yes, that is definitely real. I love reaction videos, and it was quite the early Christmas gift for the guy that has led his team to a 12-0 season. Media days continue tomorrow for local media, when we will get another chance to chat with the Irish. So I'll have much more from them on WSBT 22 come Saturday evening. And tomorrow afternoon, Notre Dame men's hoops will take the court at Bankers Life Fieldhouse as one of 4 Indiana teams featured in the Crossroads Classic. It will also serve as their final big test before they begin ACC play. The Irish take on another Power 5 opponent in Purdue. But they will head to Indy without their guard, Robbie Carmody. Today, the freshman announced on Twitter that he will be out for the remainder of this season and needs surgery to repair a torn labrum in his shoulder. Carmody is one of 4 freshmen that has been productive so far this season. He's averaging 10 minutes of playing time, 3.7 points, and 1.7 rebounds a game. So with another setback to their already young lineup, the Irish will continue to find their footing against a preseason All-American and the rest of a talented Boilermaker squad.
See if we could get one down there. We've been in position the last 2 years and haven't been able to finish. 2 tough losses. But, it's a great atmosphere. You're always going to play a heck of a program and a well-coached program in either Purdue or Indiana. So it's another chance for this group to grow up. Like, we've thrown them to the wolves a little bit, starting with Madison Square Garden. And it's a little bit of sink or swim and try to help them swim.
So Purdue, obviously a tough test for Notre Dame tomorrow. That tip is at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. That's the first one of the Crossroads Classic, my favorite weekend of Indiana basketball. And then Indiana has Butler right after that, and that's all on WSBT 22.
Busy weekend in
know
basketball.
what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah, watching some basketball.
All right, Olivia, thanks. Bob's coming up next.